Hi, my name's Helen. I am a personal trainer. I'm going to take you through a dumbbell workout, and you also need a resistance band. I would say a nice, decent, chunky, heavy one because it will be when we use it, will be for the legs, but medium to heavy to extra heavy if you've got the options. And you of course need a set of dumbbells. I would say medium to heavy. They're going to work the upper body and um, like abs and stuff with it, all the body. We'll start with the warm up, finish with cool down. Make sure everywhere in between you're just feeling good in your body. Take rest where you need, go hard where you can. Let's do this. So we're gonna come down to the floor. No, we're not. Stay standing up. I was like, can't even remember. Sideways, you're gonna reach up side to side. So get a little stretch in your side waist, warming up and mobilizing through the back. This is a really nice short workout. It's one that I gave I had to learn to call him my husband now, not my boyfriend. My husband recently, I do train him, where he wanted to have a workout but didn't have much time. So we did this and I thought, well, that's a good one to share. And squats, feet a bit wide in the hips, little squats. They do not have to be really deep just yet when we're just in the warm up. But just push your hips back and down, keep your chest lifted, and your knees should always track forward roughly towards the middle of your feet or your trainers. And as we warm up, you hopefully can notice you can start to squat a little bit lower each time. Perfect. And then just give a few circles of the shoulders, a few circles forwards. Take your time, don't, and then circle back the other way. I know so many people that just really swing their arms around, but really feel your range. You might even get a couple of little clicks in there. It's fine as long as they're pain-free. Squats again, and this time as you stand, lift one knee and then squat, lift the other knee. Have a little pause with your knee in the air. So you start to really warm up the hip flexors. It's not just yanking up and dropping it down. Kind of control it. Starting to sink deeper in your squat. Control the hip drive. Oh, that's my balance. That's obviously the exception. Perfect. And then swing those forward and back so you get a little dynamic stretch of your chest and of your back. So what I mean by dynamic means we're moving. And how you feel the stretch is as you pull your arms back, you should feel a pull in your chest. And then as your arms come forward, it kind of gently pulls on your back as well. And we're crossing the arms to squeeze the chest as well, and then squeeze the shoulder blades at the back. Perfect. This time, just balance on one leg, lift the knee, extend the leg, bend, down and switch. Lift, extend, bend, and switch. Lift high as you can. Try and keep the knee high. You may well lose your balance and your knee may be lower. Just see where you can go with it. You should feel the squeeze in your hip flexors lift, and then your quad, the front of the thigh, as you extend. Perfect. Now come down the floor. So push up to your knees, please. Give me a box. Hands behind the chest, hips over knees, or hands a bit further forward. Dropping your chest in between, but brace your belly super strong, whatever level you're at. Just like the squats, the first time you're doing these doesn't mean you're in the deepest squat push-up you've ever done, but start to hopefully improve on your range as we go through. Perfect. Roll over onto your back. Crunches. So crunches at the full sit up. It's just your shoulders coming off the floor. I always recommend hands on opposite shoulders. It helps to keep it kind of slow and squeezing. If you find you need to support your head, then do. But hopefully, God, look at the yawns. I'm so sorry. I'm probably going to make you yawn now. Hopefully, you can hold your head for this first bit. And then hip bridges. Take your feet a bit further away from your bum. Tuck your pelvis under, lift your hips up and down. So you're going to squeeze your bum. Tilt your pelvis under, and don't worry about lifting crazy high. That's more yoga. It's a back extension. We just lift so we feel the squeeze in the bum and it doesn't go into the lower back. Roll over. Let's do it again. Push ups on your knees. Just one thing to be mindful of. At your hand position, check that it's not way out in front of your face. So it should be in line with your chest. So kind of almost feeling a bit underneath your body. So that way it's going to really target your chest. And I'll try and get a couple more. It's full depth if you can. So chest in line with the elbows. Perfect. And then roll over again, back to crunches. Keep them smooth and squeezy. Maybe even add a little pause at the top of the move. And hopefully your whole body's starting to feel a little bit warmer. Take your feet a little bit away from your bum, so roughly 90 degrees at the knees, hip bridges again, tilt the pelvis, squeeze the butt, roll yourself back down. I don't know if that was stealthy at all, I just did another yawn. I've got a thyroid issue at the moment, it means I'm always tired. And roll yourself up. It's me getting my excuses in. So, speaking of tired, this is a great kind of workout for it because we're actually going to spend a lot of time on the floor and then sitting on the sofa or a chair. Should have probably said have a sofa or a chair nearby. If you don't have a sofa or a chair, I will give you a standing option. That's okay. But we're going to start with a chest fly combination with chest fly into a crunch. And the next one is going to be a lat pull over into a hip bridge, I believe. We're just going to do it 3 times through. So your weight wants to be a medium weight that you can take away from your body. If you get stuck, you would A press, it's where you're 90 degrees at the elbows. I'll show them both lying down, but we'll start lying on our backs. Dumbbells over the shoulders, you open the arms wide, close the arms, and then keep the hands with the arch, just crunch your shoulders up and down. And then again, we go wide, close, and lift up and down. So if you struggle with your chest fly, go with an A press instead. So the dumbbells face the same way, but you just bend a bit more at the elbows. Wherever you are, there should be a bit of an elbow bend, and we're aiming for the triceps to be able to touch the floor. The good thing about working off the floor instead of a bench is you can't really go too low that it takes you into your shoulder joint because the floor will stop you. And now your crunch, just have a quick check out. Are you squeezing it? Are you lifting slow and smooth, or are you starting to jolt up a little bit? We're going to try and keep it smooth as we're able to. Perfect. For our next exercise, feet roughly 90 degrees. Your dumbbells are going to be touching you. Take them over your head, bring them back up, and then lift your hips up and down. So this way, if it gets too much, just use one dumbbell instead and hold either end of it and do the same thing again. They're going over your head, up to the ceiling, and then pressing your hips up and down. Oh, I'm too close to my sofa. The lat pull over. As you do this, if you feel like it's going to absolutely pull your shoulder joint out, don't go as far, and maybe even bend your elbows a bit more. And it's working the abs at the same time. So we're going to try and make sure our back doesn't get pulled away from the floor, nor does our rib cage flare out. So this is our first 2 exercises. So it's working, chest, our back, which are lats here, our bum, and our abs. So we're going to do it again 3 times through. Second round, you can stick exactly the same if you want, or instead of a crunch, do a half sit. So not a full sit up. So it would look like this. You would do your chest fly, and then you'll need your feet a bit further away from your bum to then be able to lift up shoulders and a little bit of your mid back. And then go again. So you're going out wide. And instead of just the shoulders, just a little bit of your mid back, but your lower back's going to stay down. That's your half sit. So it's a little bit further than a crunch where it's just your shoulders and shoulder blades, but some of your mid back lifts off. That part there is probably the hardest part if you're ever trying to do a sit up. It's that difference between the crunch and the sit up. That little extra bit is the bit we tend to struggle on. So try and again keep it smooth and squeezy rather than jolting it, because that's the only way we're going to get that a little bit stronger. Perfect. And then that pull over into a hip bridge. weights. Again, if you're using two, I recommend touching them together and then get up and overhead. Resist your back moving, your ribs flaring, and then option. Try lifting one leg and doing a single leg hip bridge. And then do it again, placing your feet down. And then option, lifting the other leg, single leg hip bridge. So alternating legs. And that is completely up to you if you want to try that. If you find you give it a go and it's like absolutely no way is your bum lifting off the floor, stick with both feet at the same time. What is that song? Na, 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 na. Anyone know? Na, 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 na. Can't think what it is though. All right, have a little break, and we're going to do one more round. The crunch, option crunch, half sit or a full sit up. So starting with your chest fly, this is round 3 of 3. An option to start with the crunch, then maybe come to your half sit, and then maybe sit all the way up, and then roll your way back down. Once you've got past the half sit into the sit up, that's normally when it actually becomes a little bit easier. And your weight, I personally am just pressing my dumbbells up towards the ceiling, adding a little bit more shoulders as well. But if you find you're doing this and you're having to really jolt it and swing your body up, stick with the crunch. Keep it controlled. Okay, well, I just swung that one, so I should definitely stay a little bit lower. Perfect. Going to pull over hip bridge. Now, option, if you manage that single leg, try one leg only for the first half, and I'll tell you when you're halfway to switch your legs. If not, you stick with one leg at both legs at the same time. So pull over, option, one leg is off, you lift up and down, and you keep that knee off as you go, as you extend overhead, and then drive your hips up. Trying to really use your abs to keep your hips lifting as evenly as possible. This is round 3 of 3, and you do not have to take any of these progressions. Switch your legs if you are on the one. Keeping each movement, oh, I've somehow shifted back to my sofa again. Each movement smooth and squeezy. You can even have pauses at your end ranges just to really challenge the muscle, because I think the biggest way we tend to make that easy for ourselves is by going a bit too fast and using momentum. Oh, perfect. Come on up. Have a little shake off. Got really painful calves at the moment. Right, you're going to need your resistance loop, and with the upper body, we're going to be doing shoulder presses, weight going over the head. So if you've not got the option of weights, you either want a lighter weight or to maybe just use one dumbbell instead. We're going to get to sit down. So sit down and put the loop behind your legs. You might even like to slightly stamp on it with one heel, so it's kind of behind and down. That leg, tuck it back, and we're just going to extend the other leg and then bring back down. Try and lift the knee up and extend and back down, a bit like we did in the warm-up, standing. Extend and bend. Now again, if you haven't got a sofa or an option to sit, you can do this same thing standing. You'll lift the leg up, and it's 10 better, but way too tight. Bad for that one. Good news, only 45 seconds this time. So I can one leg, other leg, and then we'll work the shoulders, smaller muscles, or more isolating muscles. That's why it's a little bit shorter time. We're still going to do 3 rounds, and then we are out. Just watch out as you're sitting as well. Notice if you're leaning back and try and sit with some decent posture. Switch the loop around. So again, if you've got it slightly under your heel, which I like to do, just switch that to the other heel and then extend the other leg and bend. So try and go from the side. Just notice if you're rounding like this and attempt to sit upright. You may even need to sit a little bit back or a little bit forward, but try not to just suddenly dump through your core. So you still want to be a little bit active. And you can also, if you want to, sit right back if you've got a seat like that. Oh, this is too comfortable for me. So but if you've got like a kitchen chair or something, you might be able to sit back with support, just like you would in the gym with a leg extension. So it's a bit more supported. That might lead you to being able to use a heavier band. Perfect. You don't need the band now, but keep it on. Go for a shoulder press. Bring your dumbbells so they're facing your ears and press up, and then bring them back down again. Press up and bring them back down. So when we did the lat pullover, I mentioned about trying not to let your ribs flare or your back move away from the floor. Imagine the floor's beneath your back here, and we're doing the same thing, trying to keep our rib cage down and our back from arching. Some people, by the way, get really clicky shoulders in this position, so you might find taking the hands wider and coming here is a little bit easier on the shoulders. And by the way, remember, if your weight was too heavy, you just use one dumbbell instead. Perfect. And that's it. It's super, super simple workout. Back to the single leg extension on your first leg. Extend the leg and bend. Right, option. You can keep exactly as you are, or try extending and then bending really slowly. So extending quick and then bending really slow, resisting it back in. You can stick to that just out and in tempo, or you can try slowing it down. You might get a little shake. By the way, if you're finding your resistance loop is either way too heavy or too light, hopefully most of them come in a pack of like 5. So try and change it to make sure it suits you. Perfect. We're switching over. Again, you don't have to get underneath your heel. I just like to so it doesn't flick up my leg. And then again, options, normal timing or out quick, down slow. Out quick and down slow. It's usually easier to do the returning phase slower than it is to go out slow. So again, it might be one of those things, if you're thinking there's no way I can do that, if you're struggling with the current band, then probably don't try it. But if you are managing to go out and in, probably give it a try. Working the squats. Oh, nice. Grabbing your dumbbells again. Shoulder press option, same thing. To go up quick and then down slow. Or just stick to your regular timing. It's quite fun, isn't it, doing a workout where you're sitting down? Hopefully it doesn't necessarily feel easy. This is how I think it feels. I think it doesn't feel like I'm doing an easy workout, but it does kind of feel like a lazy workout. Like, you know, if you're like, oh God, I can't to do squats or anything much. We were lying on the ground to work the chest. Now we're sitting to work some of the quads. Like, so again, I'm definitely feeling challenged. I don't know about you, but I'm sitting on my sofa. Third round, round 3 of 3. Make sure you're anchored as you can. Option to do single, option to go up, quick, down, slow, option to go out slow, and in slow. Oh, the band. It snapped on me. Don't do it again. So as I say, going out slow is normally tough. It's hard not to rush. Might even be good to add a little pause when you're at that full extension. So go out slow, then maybe hold it just for a beat before you return in slow. This is again only if you're looking for that extra challenge. If you're not looking for the extra challenge, don't go to it. And don't feel guilty about not doing it. Whatever you choose to do is right. You've chosen in this moment. Switch your legs. Option, regular tempo or slow out and slow back in again. And to make it even more challenging, you can lift your knee high up away from the sofa. That will also really highlight, which it does to me, if you need to work on your hip flexor strength a bit more. Because for me, instantly I'm like, oh my hips are trying to make my leg drop. There you go, my leg's dropped. So I need to work on my hip flexor strength. So it's nice information. It's not going to heal itself right in this moment, but it means I know I need to do some hip work. Oh, God, we're so nearly done, you know. Perfect. Back into our shoulder press. Same option, up, down, up, quick, down, slow, or up, slow, and down, slow. You know what I was saying about like having the momentum? Got itchy head. This means there's no momentum. This is just purely your muscles, and you can even feel different parts of your muscles having to be like all different like muscle fibers, you know, as they're trying to work. That's what I think anyway. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, so nearly done, so nearly done. In 10 seconds, you're done. That's it. So really try and get another rep in, and then we'll stick around for the stretch. What is 4 minutes, less than that? And then you're free to go. And then, only then. Perfect. Get rid of your weight. You can get rid of your band. You're always free to leave earlier, but I recommend not leaving. But you can stay sitting down if you want. Just stretch your right shoulder, take one arm across. You're not above the elbow, below the elbow. Generally avoid pulling on a joint. You can stand up as well, by the way, if you prefer. I'm just wanting to show that you can have a workout without jumping up and down. Switch your arms. So if some of you don't know this, we want to keep holding the stretch. You know, at the start we moved dynamically. Now we want to hold a static stretch. And when you first hold a stretch, it can feel quite nice when you just put it, oh, stretch. But unless you hold it for a long enough time, it doesn't actually have the stretching benefit you want of relaxing. So that's why we hold it 30 seconds, because it gives time for your brain to tell your body it's in a safe space. It can relax and chill out. Nice. Stretch your back. Just link your fingers. Get your chin around your back. Push your hands as far forward as you can reach. And pull your elbows out wide, like you're going to stretch across your shoulder blades. And now just lift your right elbow and up towards the ceiling, and your right armpit, feel it in your lats. But we worked a lot on the lat pullover, and then switch sides. Left elbow, left armpit lifts up. Keep pushing your hands forwards. Perfect. And we stretch your chest. You've got options. You can pull the elbows down and back, spread your chest. You might like to put your hands on your lower back and squeeze your elbows in, maybe lace the hands behind. Did we work out what that was? If anyone worked out what it was, you let me know, yeah? It's good. I've had stretch your bum. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And if you're sitting, that might be enough, or you might be able to lean forward a little bit. If you're standing up, you might want to hold on to someone else and you kind of squat into it. And you can also do this lying on the floor. Last few weeks I've had Frozen songs in my head. So I don't think it's that. And yesterday I absolutely blurted out loud in one of my classes on the microphone a Christmas song. And switch legs. The time of filming right now is August. Absolutely unacceptable. So yeah, upright spine if you need that, lean forward more if you want more stretch. Down, 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 down. La 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 la. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. No idea. and stretch your quads. This one we do have to stand up for, so if you need to hold on for something for balance, and do pick up one foot, pull the heel in towards the bum. If you can draw your knees together, just helps to get as much of the thigh as possible. If you're a bit tight, you might find your knee has to come out to the side. That's fine. There might be some of you listening to this. It's obviously this song. I am not there. And switch your legs. Whoa. How do we feel right now? I hope that you feel good. And you did it. Have a little shake. Oh, shake body, get your attention. And well done. Give yourself always a round of applause, a pat on the back when you've done a workout. I am always so impressed with anyone that works out by themselves at home. So really well done. If you've got any questions or feedback, or you know what song I was singing, get in touch. If not, thank you for training with me. Thank you so much for picking me, and hopefully see you for another one soon.